Well, hello, good morning, everyone.
Hello.
Okay, it's nice to meet you today. I hope all of you are doing good today. So, based on our free topic today is about Ramadan. So, I'm very curious. This is a very interesting topic, especially we're in Ramadan, and I want to know about your experience or your moments about Ramadan. So, who's going to tell first?
I'm gonna go first. Okay.
Okay.
Um actually about from all of the month I definitely waiting a lot for Ramadan since um we we have some more time in Ramadan since the school and the office let us leave early for Ramadan, so it's really a month that I always wait. I used to always wait, but since pandemic, I'm gonna say that there's nothing much difference b- between the normal month and Ramadan, except that you know I cannot eat in the day. I only can eat when the before dawn and after dawn. But other than that, I don't feel that there is much difference because after all my routine is all the same every day, and there I don't have anything that really different. And what oh right, also the difference is I don't swear that much during Ramadan because I don't want to make my fast just what's it called? I don't want to make my fast um useless because I just work. I don't want that to happen. But the things that I really miss about Ramadan is definitely the feels about together, because in daily life I usually eat breakfast, lunch, or even dinner by myself. Sometimes I eat with my dad, but I think that only happens like at least twice in a week, not every day. But because of Ramadan, we usually eat sahur together at the in the dining room, and just talk to each other and stuff like that. And also for breaking the fast, we usually do it together. And that's not the thing that usually happens in my home, like for every single day. We usually eat the food when we are hungry, and me and my brother and my dad have the time for hungry different. So usually I eat my breakfast at 10 or 11. My brother eat his brunch, I think, on 1 p.m., and my dad usually eat his breakfast in on 7. And my mom, she is in Kalimantan, so she's not with us every day. She usually go home like once in a month, but it's not routine like every month she comes to my home to Java. It's not like every single month. She trying to get home like at least once a month. So yeah, the thing that I really miss about Ramadan, definitely the together, the feeling of you having family to do your sahur together and breaking the fast together. And also this is Ramadan before COVID, but even though I'm not the type of person that really like Ronian, but I feel like I've wasted a lot of times to not join breaking fast together with my old friends, like from the old school, because at that time I feel like it was the things that I don't need, like this, that such an unnecessary thing. So I usually said, no, I can't. My dad wouldn't let me, which is true, but he also let me if I remember to pray make maghrib. And I just regret it that now, because I could spend a lot of time with my friends from my old school, but I decided not to, and now I'm regret it because I cannot do that. And also I also miss buying takjil together. Like sometimes the my friends in my complex, they usually ask me to go out with them to buy some takjil like kolak or stuff like that. They usually, come on, go with us to buy this. So I miss that actually. And then also, this is the thing that my um wait this is the thing that my hosting usually do. But every weekend while Ramadan, we usually have like the learning religion together. Like we call it sanlat, pesantren kilat, and it happens after ashar and until maghrib. And we just breaking the fast together, and that is the thing that I miss. Even though when it's before COVID, I usually really I don't really go to that because I'm really lazy. So I usually wait until I grow up, and then I don't have to go to that kind of place. But now I miss it because you know at that time we can get a lot more knowledge about our religion and what can we do to during Ramadan, and just use this month as much as we can. So that's the other thing that I miss actually. And then I also miss doing Tarawih prayer together with my friends in the mosque, because since pandemic, I never go to the mosque to doing Tarawih prayers because I feel like it's not it's not safe enough for me to go there. And some I'm also scared that the mosque doesn't have enough room for all of us. So I usually just like I'm not gonna go into the mosque because I'm scared that there will be no room for me. And my dad also said that that even for Jumat prayer, for Friday prayer, the boys actually have to pray outside because we have to keep our social distancing. And I'm just imagine what about Tarawih prayer, which is has the girls and the boys. It will be a mess. I think like it will be really full. So I decided to not go into the mosque. And also the things that I also miss is playing together, because before COVID, I really like to go out with my friends, not really go out to the mall or something like that, because all of us doesn't have our parents' permission, and our parents doesn't really believe us to go out in the mall. So we usually just going into another whole house, and then you just play there. I don't know, like play Monopoly maybe, or or Remy, or just some cards that maybe some of us have. And I really miss that. Besides that, all of us are growing older, and we cannot have the exact times to meet to each other, because our own schedule is actually pretty packed. But still, I miss just going to someone's house and then just breaking their door and ask them to play with me. And yeah, it's just the thing that I really miss about Ramadan. Yeah. That's for me. How about you, Hannah? I'm curious about what you usually do about in Ramadan.
Well, okay. My Ramadan is, it has always been the, the month that all of everyone in my house waits throughout the year. You know, it is the holy month where we can um pray, that when we pray we have like we get double, like not double but a lot more rewards than the other months. So it is a really a good month for us to pray more and just read the Holy Quran more and do good things to other people and try so hard to not commit bad things and not to commit sins, you know. Well, to compare about the Ramadan that I spent before the pandemic and after the pandemic, I can say that it is quite different. It is quite contrast, you know, because before the pandemic, we don't have day off on every single day of Ramadan. So it means that we have like perhaps 3 days of holidays, but then we have to continue our activities. And it's kind of hard, you know, to go into school and just do the regular activities meanwhile also doing the fast. You know, it is kind of a challenge for me. It was a challenge for all of us, but I think it was like also at the same time a moment that I really miss because it feels like being on another space, you know, to meet people again, we get to meet people again and just to interact with them. But right now, I don't meet people. We of course do not. We have restricted social interaction, but I have more time at home. I have less activities to do, means that it will be easier for me to do this fasting. I don't have to let out so much of energy towards something because my schedule is quite empty right now and perhaps for the next 30 days. So I think the pro is I have more time at home. I spend less energy. I get less tired, but I don't see people, and that sucks. But it's fine because we can reduce gibah. You know, when we meet people, then we tend to talk with them and just talk about absolutely anything, and it could lead to some kind of sin production and stuff like that. So it makes me safer to be at home right now, just not have friends to talk to because it has danger to talk with everyone way too deeply in during this holy month. And my activities during this Ramadan month is I usually wake up at 3 or um at 3 and around 3 I guess. And I take some prayers first for a few minutes, and after that I gather with my family on the dining room, and we had some suhoor atau or no the pre-dawn pre-dawn breakfast, I guess that is how it is called. And usually what we have from that section of eating is probably the foods that has been reheat from the previous night because it's kind of easier for us to to make that it doesn't take a lot of time and we just can eat and um, finish it within few minutes. And we had it together with my sister and my mom and my dad, and I usually enjoy it, but to be honest, I'm not the kind of person who will like to have some breakfast at that time. Imagine just waking up and you're still like kind of you're kind of sleepy, but you are just really have to eat. Um, Sometimes I'm not in the mood of eating, but my mom says that doing sahur is one of the best rewards also in during the Ramadan. So I just try to um I just try to do what she said and take and have some meal at that time because I don't want to miss the rewards that they given during this holy month. And usually I don't eat a lot. I just take what I need, how much of a meal that I need, and after that um I wash my dishes and I start to wait for the upcoming prayer, which is the Subuh prayer, and usually I do that with my family. And after that, after doing the prayer, I start to read the Holy Quran, I guess, with my family as well, because we have this kind of race where about who is the first one to to read all of the the Holy Quran, and I think that is fun to do because there's some sort of challenging things in doing that, and I think I'm excited to do it not because it is challenging, but it is also bring up so many goods in our lives, especially during this month. And I'm not the type of person who gets hungry easier, especially during this pandemic because I'm literally not doing anything, so it's safe for me to say that I don't really get hungry often. But I can say that um I it is easier for me to get thirsty rather than get hungry, especially when I'm talking. But it's fine. I will go to this, and we will have like the iftar in a few hours, I guess. So I can wait for that. And during the iftar or the breaking fast time, which is we all know it happens after um, the sun, the sun comes out of sky, the things like that. The things that we all are more excited for. I think um, it's one of the most awaited day in my life during this month, and every day that I'm going through and during this month is a day that is not really boring because I have something to wait in, which is that kind of Iftar. And after it comes, I am really happy and I'm really grateful to have passed a day, one day of Ramadan, and and being one day closer to the eighth, eighth Al Fitr day, one that we all are always wait for because all sense of togetherness and all of the gatherings that is done during the eighth, I think it is such a good memory, especially also because I really enjoy being with my family and just talk about everything, And also we can't forget about the money that we get when the eighth happens. I think it is one of the most exciting part. Um, for me myself, sometimes I have already the wish list of the things that I want to buy, even if I haven't earned the money because I'm that hopeful and I'm that excited for getting the money, but it's not actually the point of it. It's just a bonus, But it is fun to think about. And so back to the laptop. Um, and after doing that iftar, then I will just do the Maghrib prayer and wait until the Isha prayer, and then we will do the Tarawih, especially with my mom and my sister, and my dad will go to the mosque because in this place in my area, it is already safe to go into mosque because there's no huge rate of coronavirus spreading effect in here. So my dad went to mosque and the girlies stay at home because it is better for us girls to just stay at home rather than go into mosque. That is what is said, I guess, in Islam, and after that I usually go to sleep at 10. I used to go to sleep more late, but lately I have been trying to sleep more early because I'm just trying to build a new habit, and I don't want to miss the sahur because um of me going to sleep way too late. That is such an uncoordinated way of going to sleep. You have to plan out um what time you have to sleep so that you can wake up at the right time, I guess. And the day this kind of schedule will repeat and repeat again until it starts. So I guess that is kind of different than the regular schedule because we have a lot of things to do, and we we are more focused in doing the prayers. And I guess that it is such a beautiful month, and this is such a good opportunity for me to improve, to learn more about my religion, I guess. So I'm done. So let's just go into the next speaker, which is Amelia. Let's just hear her saying what she does during Ramadan.
Okay, thank you. So actually, I don't know what I want to share story about this Ramadan because we just turned to the second fasting in this Ramadan. So I will tell you about my Ramadan experience last year. So at the time, we're already in a pandemic season, right? And that's also my first fasting in my dorm in 2020. I can call that my first fasting in Indonesia. And I was very sad at the time because that was my first Ramadan without my parents and without my family, so that I can't break down the meal with them as before, as usually, or break the fast together. So at the night after we did the Tarawih, I was crying and just stare at my phone, stare at my family picture, and then I've decided to call them or sometimes video call, and we are talking so many things until I'm feeling better. And so there, I was taught that, oh yeah, I'm not alone. I have many friends in here. So we pass the Ramadan together, and every day we prepare the meal for the break the fast together. And usually we start at 4:30, and then we did the Tarawih on the meals of my school. And when we go back to the dorm, usually in the night we start to prepare the pre-dawn meal for tomorrow. Yes, it's more early because we just afraid if we late to wake up tomorrow, so we don't have many times for prepare it. And it's also based on the picket system. But actually, I never like to wake up because I never sleep. Yes, I always choose to stay up until the dawn and start going to my bed after I had my dawn prayer and recite the Quran. So at the midnight, I just like scrolling on my screen and was looking for Instagram or YouTube. And after at the dawn, after we had our reciting, all of us going to sleep in the study room because we have reciting in the study room. And we we decided to sleep in the study room together. We don't even care about that we still wear the news and hold the Quran. We don't care about that at all because we are tired, spent 2 hours for reciting, and we just sleep on the floor. I mean, in our prayer rug. And what's the funny is when our warden saw us, and she was so, or maybe there's because many girls living on the floor, and she scolded us. She said, "Why don't you sleep in your bedroom and wake up? It's already 8:30." And all of us is very shocked, and we are rushed to pick the Quran and our prayer rug and then run away. And I just like, I was feeling like, so bad at the time. It's make me dizzy because I just woke up and then she scolded us and we run. It just really make me dizzy. And when I'm in my bedroom, um, I continue my sleep until 10:30 in the morning, and I always do that last year. Well, I know that was a bad habit, right? And because I think we don't go to school, we also don't have any assignment from the teachers, and I don't have a dorm picket, so I used to sleep there. But there also a time when the morning I used to study or just chilling to listening in the music and or watch a movies. I mean a cartoon like Upin Ipin or Bobo Boy because it's not a Korean drama. I just like to watch some romantic movies in Ramadan. And what else? Oh yeah, I want to tell about there is the day when I and my friends are late to prepare the meal for the iftar, and it's already 5:30, and all of us rushed to make it. It was a very busy moment at the time in the kitchen, so some of them practiced to make the curry puff. It's so faster, and some of them scrambling to fry the curry puff, and the warden also said everybody faster, faster, and it just make us panic until we heard the azan, and it's not ready yet, so we stop and break the fast while still make the curry puff. Well, I think it's crazy. I thought that we can buy the food in bazaar, but it's because of the pandemic season, right? And what's more story about Ramadan is, okay, I will tell my Ramadan experience in Malaysia. Yeah, I think it's have a big different moment in Malaysia, of course, because there I have my family, my best friend. Also, it's a more wonderful moment with them, but we're not having iftar in my home every day. Sometimes we go to the mosque, but I think the most that we have the iftar is the mosque because sometimes my parents have a lot of work in the palm oil mill, a factory, so that's my parents' job was there. And so I used to go to the mosque with my friends at 4:30 to help the people to prepare the meal. And I really, really miss that moment because break the fast together with the people is my best experience too. And after that, I'll not go back to my home directly. I stay at the mosque until we finish the Taraweh. Oh yeah, talking about Taraweh. I remember when I was a kid, I never skipped a Taraweh even once. And what motivates me to go to the Taraweh is I can meet a lot of friends and I can play with them. And um, I remember we always play together in the mosque. It's be my friendships until I got a parent. So there also a time that in the mosque. I mean, I hate the most when I go to the I hate the most when I go to the mosque is my flip flops. My flip flops is always missing. Slippers. I don't know why it's always missing after I did the tarawih. It's always taken by someone, and I was shocked that who's take it? It's not expensive. It's just slippers, and I don't know why. I just hate that. Even I've been looking all over of the mosque, but still not found it. I don't know what should I do. I always come home without my slippers, and it's really make me sick. So I don't know. I'm so unlucky about slippers in the mosque. Maybe at the time I think that was my worst moment, but now I think it was funny moments. So I always want to share about when I was in elementary school. It's the first day of fasting. at the time. I got a very hot weather and there's no bus to pick me and I was very confused. My friends too. How can I go back to my home? But suddenly there is a lorry move closer to us and pick up all of the students. And when I just come home, I feel so thirsty. I was like drying in the sun and then charged on the lorry. So I'm rushing one to the kitchen and drink some water. And I was like, I'm speechless, like, OMG, like I'm fasting. How can I forget? But I don't know if it's accidentally, well, it's okay to continue our fasting, right? But because I didn't know at the time, so I decided for having a lunch. And there's also I have a best friend. She's very naughty. Where we are kids, she always asks me to break the fast silently before the time, but I won't, and she always force me. And because I don't want to argue with her, so I'm agree. And when she gave me that juice, I pretended to drink it. In fact, I not drink it at all. So when she go to the kitchen, she said she wanna take some snack, and I direct rushing to go back to my home. I think that was a very crazy moment. I always remember that moment when it's Ramadan, especially at Mubarak, when I got allowance from my father, my uncle, and even I ever got a 100 ringgit Malaysian, and I think I was very happy at the time. And what else? I miss my mom's cooking and at Mubarak. I mean, every day I always miss my mom's cooking, and I miss play fireworks, firecrackers with my friends, and go to my neighbors together, and so on. So before going to here, I was thought that is this my last Ramadan meal with my family? Is this my last iftar or even Eid Mubarak? I was just very sad, but I also happy in here. I also have a lot of friends. Um, Last year we made cookies together for Eid Mubarak. We also made beautiful decorations in the dorm, and I can wait to do it again in this year. So I think that's all from me. Maybe you guys have some words about this topic.
I don't have. Oh, but you, Hannah, do you have?
I don't have one, but I'm curious about Amelia. Are you going to go home during this Eid Mubarak?
No, I never go to there because my teachers forbid me. Especially it was a pandemic season since last year, so I never go back. So it's time to end this Zoom. Well, okay. Thank you guys for your time to spend your time to talk about this topic. I think this is very interesting topic and take care guys. See you next time. Bye.
Hey, see you tomorrow.